Hello friends, the sun is going down and I'm at the Festival Orientalys.
Huh?
Hello friends, Kevinl here, and the sun is going down and I'm at the Festival Orientalys. I don't know how to say it, but there's a festival going on this weekend and we're gonna go enjoy it. Woo! All right, let's go. There is a ton of different countries set up with their wonderful tents showcasing their wonderful countries. But one thing that is for sure is it's loud because every single one of these countries are conflicting and playing music at 11,000% and competing for the most amount of sound. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Standing in the middle here is ludicrous. I'm visiting all of the countries at once. I'm smelling all the countries at once, and I'm loving it. Future Kevin here. I'm editing this video, and I want to put in some context here. They put all the tents together. Every single one of them has their own JBL speaker. Every single one of them is playing loud music. If you stand in the middle, it's pure chaos.
So, what is this festival anyways? Well, it's a free multi-day festival held every single August right at the clock tower in the Old Port. And it's a massive celebration connecting Eastern, Western, highlighting traditional music and dance, basically everywhere from North Africa, across the Middle East, South Asia, and all the way to East Asia. The organizers build an entire open-air bazaar. You walk through tents and stalls with handicrafts, spices, exotic teas, leather goods, and traditional clothing. There's street food, culinary kiosks, and live performances and music everywhere you look. And this festival is really non-stop. Everything from traditional North African dancing, belly dancing, fusion beats, Bollywood troops, even Middle Eastern folk music can be found here, and Asian drum performances, just constantly. And it's super hands-on if you go into one of the tents. You can join a henna art session, calligraphy, or traditional percussion workshops or dance lessons. If you were curious about a culture or country that you've never visited or have always been curious about, there's somebody at every single tent to help you learn about that country. And I think that's friggin' awesome. All right, so you know what the festival is about? Let's talk about snacks, let's talk about food, and let's try some food at some of these wonderful tents. Let's go.
All right, let's talk about food and drinks at the bar. Beer, $10. Soda, $4. Water bottle, $3. You can bring your own water bottle in. There's a couple of water bottle refill stations. Cash seems to be king. They got a couple ATMs over here on the right. And if you want some mixed nuts, some potato chips, it'll cost you about $4. Let's keep walking. After you've finished taking a look at the dancing area, you've taken a look at all the booths of the different spots around the world, there's two different areas back here. It's split into two. One area is for shopping, one area is for food, and there's a little small seating area over here where you can dine, my friends. Let's go take a look at it.
And honestly, this is where the real charm of the street food festivals hits you. Every stall you pass, you're greeted with the warmest, brightest smiles from the vendors and the chefs. And the smells, my friend. The smells of the cooking passed down through generations, and you can feel that pride and passion the second that they hand you a plate. Everyone in the crowd is just in a good mood, laughing, sharing food, pointing at what other people are eating, and just soaking in that incredible energy together. But then the struggle sets in on deciding what to eat. It's absolute decision paralysis, and everywhere you look, everything looks good. So what I would suggest is if you're going with a group of buddies, everybody chooses one item, everybody waits in one line, and then you all reconvene at a table to share everything together. That is the way to do these festivals, my friend. From a wok throwing up flames, sweet and savory noodles, or a giant pot of fragrant rice spilling over with braised meats. There's no shortage of food here. We chose 3 spots. One of them I did not enjoy whatsoever. I'm going to share those moments with you. Starting with our first 2 items from Egyptian Kitchen. We picked up 1 sausage sandwich and 1 falafel sandwich, and it was about $15. Awesome.
I think so far the only con is, well, the food pricing is good and everything. It's just that there's seems to be a lack of seating. There's a good amount of bathrooms and washrooms and like washlets and places to fill up your water bottle, There's just not a lot of places to sit. It brings me great joy to see these kinds of festivals and everybody making everything by hand. Seeing that one tent right off the bat, seeing the Egyptian tent start making the bread and like actually start assembling everything fresh and hot, I knew that would be step one. Stop number one, actually. Take a look at this, the falafel wrap. Huge, huge portion of a falafel wrap. That bread is nice and fluffy and freshly made. I'm seeing tomatoes, I'm seeing lettuce, I'm seeing big pieces of falafel, and this thing is seasoned to the teeth. On top of all of the fixins, my friends, this is a saucy mess. So please excuse me if I have a ton of stuff all over my face, which it's a Kevin and Kat travel video. I'm sure I'm gonna have that anyways. Thankfully, we got a huge stack of napkins. I'm gonna do my best to try to wipe my face as much as possible between this. First bite. Wow. I love a good falafel. I love texture. And this wrap is all about textures. The falafel is perfectly fried. It's crispy on the outside, nice and soft on the inside. The chickpeas are really, really nice. Everything's super well seasoned. The cucumbers, the onion, the tomato, and whatever spicy sauce is on there is just tying this whole thing together. Yep. No meat in this. None needed. This is just packed with wonderful flavor. Honestly, I could eat one of these every single day and be super satisfied. They knocked it out of the park with this. Wow. It's just chunks of tomato, chunks of cucumber, and then the wonderful fried crisp of the falafel. Ten out of 10 falafel. All right, there was no way I was gonna not have to rip this sausage sandwich in half. But as you can see here, it's just chunks of chopped up sausages, onions, spices, and I think that's the same spicy sauce that was inside of the falafel, and it's all just grilled on spot. The juices of the sausage have actually soaked into the bread as well. To create this wonderful marriage of flavors. It's cooked very well. I would say almost borderline overcooked, but it's better to have something overcooked at a festival than undercooked, I would say, and the flavors are really pronounced. Spicy, oniony, and just packed with all that protein. Those guys steal the show.
So then they had this little Mexican tent, which was great. I love Mexican food. Love Mexico. Love the people. Love the culture. What I don't like is when food festivals just go like the full AI route and like don't even try to like change any of the prompts. It just looks like lazy work. And honestly, the tent just kind of looked lazy. All the food looked great, but the tent just looked lazy. Like, to be honest, I don't even want to show you the rest of the tent just because of how like poorly slopped it is. Anyways, the food wasn't great either. Let me show you.
All right, fried chicken and chips, probably not the move, to be honest. Like, they had birria tacos and everything. It's just that there's a lot of AI-slop I've been seeing across festivals, and like, just get a little bit of marketing on there. Or if you're gonna use AI, at least use some like prompts and stuff to make it look less like generic AI-slop one. I'm a bit bummed with how this plate looks, and it was kind of expensive. Like, we got the falafel and the sausage sandwich for the price of this, and this is just like frozen fries and like frozen chicken tendies and like a homemade sauce. Hopefully this homemade sauce like ties it all together. It's fine. I don't know. Don't really trust the AI stalls. It's frozen chicken and chips. If you have a picky child, they're gonna love it. It's really salty. The chipotle sauce is like standard chipotle fare. Two out of 10.
And then it was time for the Turkish tent. My goodness, these folks are just grilling nonstop. The line was crazy. They had 2 lines going. Everybody was going to this spot, so you know I had to try something here. And what they did here was incredible. They took my ticket. They whipped me up a wonderful sandwich on the spot, with all of the fixins, cucumbers, lettuce, tomatoes, and sauce on sauce on sauce. And they even asked me if I wanted more sauce. Heck yeah, I'm gonna grab more sauce. I'm a saucy boy.
Damn, the Turkish absolutely ate with this one. And they sauced it up. They're like, you like spicy? I said yes. And they just sauced it up. They filled it up with the meats. That bread is nice and fresh and toasty, and I am amped to get into this. That tent was so well put together too. It was just like a well-oiled machine. I love the Turkish people. I really do. They sauced this up, that fresh baguette, that hot chicken right off of the grill. Garlic. Spicy sauce, fresh bread. Oh my gosh. Lathered up. Woo. Chicken nice and charred, juicy, really well seasoned. Sauce is out of this world. Service was excellent. Sauce is it's phenomenal. All of it's good. There's not a lot of places that I review where I'm lost for words. This is one of them. I'm just gonna enjoy this. This one's for me, boys. That was one of the only spots that like came with the drink automatically. Good value. I've never had a Turkish churro before, but these look good. They're not tossed in any cinnamon sugar. It's like they've been sitting in a syrup. They seem to have absorbed all of that liquid inside of it, and it's not piping hot or fresh, it's cold. Oh, wow. But it's dripping in that syrup. It's odd. It's not bad. I'm just not familiar with it. Interesting. Interesting texture. Interesting flavor. Interesting syrup that's not maple syrup. I like it. I can confidently say that I like this. Oh, yeah, that is juicy. So there you go. If you want to try some new ethnic foods that you've never tried before, a recommendation to the Turkish or the Egyptian kitchen, those places absolutely slap. Avoid the Mexican spot. Just saying it. For more food, travel, gaming, and more, give us a subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next one. This was an awesome little festival, and it's going on until the end of the weekend. So if you didn't come out tonight, maybe check out the rest of the weekend. All right. Bye for now, everybody. Ew.
What's up, babies?
Oh, hold on to this. And I might have the coolest shoes out of everybody at the festival. Full video over here if you're interested in these. All right. This time I'm signing off. Bye for now.